Hello and welcome to day 22 of Walking the Quiet Path with me, Cate Field. Whether you've travelled every step with me so far or you're just arriving today, I am so pleased that you are here. Each session is designed to stand alone, so feel free to take part in whatever way feels right to you. Today, we're exploring a theme that invites us to loosen our grip just a little, trusting in the unseen. There's a quiet kind of courage in letting go, in creating without knowing exactly where it will lead, in allowing ourselves to be guided not by certainty, but by instinct, by breath, by the movement of something deeper. Think of a feather caught by the wind. It doesn't struggle, it doesn't plan, it simply follows. In this session, I'll share a few gentle creative invitations. You might choose to draw or paint, to write, to stitch, to photograph, or just to reflect. The key is to follow softly, to allow rather than force, and to trust what might emerge. Are you ready? Let's begin. Feather on the breeze, carried with no thought of weight, trusting the unseen. A feather doesn't resist the wind, it simply follows. It drifts without hesitation, allowing unseen currents to guide its path. It doesn't know where it will land, and yet it moves effortlessly without fear. How often do we hold on too tightly? Too tightly to plans, to control, to certainty. And what might happen if you allowed yourself to be carried, to trust something we can't see? Today, explore the idea of surrendering to movement, letting go of control and trusting the creative process. Let your work be light, free and unforced. Your creative invitations. Painting and drawing. Create something that feels weightless, floating forms, airy textures, soft and open spaces. For writing, write about a moment where you let go and trusted the unknown. For sculpture or textile art, work with materials that feel light and delicate, soft fabric, paper, wire that moves with the air. For photography, capture something in mid-motion, like that drifting feather, wind through the grass, a ripple in water. And for mixed media, experiment with letting the medium move freely, like dripping paint or blowing ink, and allow the elements to flow rather than to try and control them. Your sensory prompt: find a small, light object, like a feather, or a piece of paper, a leaf, a petal. Hold it in your hand and let it go. Watch how it moves, how it follows the air, and notice the way that it surrenders to the forces beyond itself. And carry this feeling into your creative practice today. I'm going to play with some mixed media, just sort of letting things flow. I'm going to be using some ink. I usually use this ink for my fountain pen, but it's absolutely beautiful. Diamine, Golden Ivy and Shimmering Seas. And I've just got a spoon, a stick, and I'm just going to let the ink flow on the pages. This is magazine paper, so it's got a slight sheen to it. Just going to use tiny bits of ink like this. So I've got it over 3 sheets of paper here, and then I've got my water spray, and I'm just going to spray like this. So this is completely unpredictable, which is kind of the point in today's session, I think, is that we don't always have control. We often don't have control, and that can be quite scary. But I also think it could be quite liberating, and when we allow things to just happen, as I am with this ink flowing. I'm going to lift this one up now and just let it fall, not caring where it goes, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I don't know what I will do with these. I'm not making a plan, and that is part of it as well. And for me, that's actually quite difficult, because even when I am playing, and I do a lot of play in my creative practice, while I'm playing, I will have lots and lots of ideas of what I might do, what I might end up doing with something. But actually, that's not always a good thing. Sometimes we just have to let things happen and then see where that might take us. So I am trying very hard to practice what I preach in this one. I'd love to know how you think about this, how you think about letting things go. Share your thoughts. Just really love to know how other people work with the unexpected. I think we can always learn so much from each other. So I'm just like these. When they dry, I don't know whether you can see that gold. Can you see that gold shimmering already? And the blue will have a silver shimmer to it when it dries. I will show you at the end what they look like when they're dry. They won't take that long. So I'll have 3 sheets of paper, and I'm not thinking about what I'm going to do with them. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pop the lids back on the ink here. If you'd like to join the Facebook group, there's 2. There's Friday Art and Doodle Club, because I do art tutorials every Monday and every Friday. And then there's the Open Studio Facebook group for people like you who are perhaps doing a course. And so it's kind of more focused on the different courses, including this one. Or you might like to check out some of my other free courses on YouTube. And then I've got some that are just for members. Again, just using a stick, water spray, making the marks across that page. The key is not to use too many colours at once, so otherwise that would just go muddy. Right, so I'm going to leave those to dry. Well, these are all dry now, and you can see the shimmer, the gold in particular, has come out really well. The silver is much more subtle. Just have a look at these ones as well. I have put a link to the inks if you would like to try some for yourself. Or you could suggest other things that you're using. That would be really good. So these will be put to one side. And then over the next few weeks, I will decide what to do with them. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you found today's theme meaningful, you might enjoy exploring it further in The Quiet Path, my book of 30 days of creative reflection. There's a free sample linked below, along with details about our lovely Facebook communities. And if you'd like to connect with us and share what you've been doing, that would be absolutely wonderful. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, that would be fabulous. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.